What's
How
up,
you
buddy?
doing?
You again.
Why are you always so dismissive of him?
I still like because I've been over this.
I know you. I know
I
you have, but it's just like I thought we kind of resolved it. I thought we kind of figured it out.
well, we tried to, but you guys kept silencing him over and over and over again the last time. And I
I
don't
guess
know.
that's true.
I think it's a little bit messed up that when he tries to defend himself and defend me by accreditation, you accuse me of Craig face and a whole bunch of other things which I will not
Well,
repeat. I just think it's like I don't know. I think I have the right to be a little cross.
I mean, I guess you reserve the right, but it certainly does not help the synergy of this four-man team.
You don't. You make it. You sound like you make it sound like I'm the bad guy here. And
I would I would
you're
never
the one
accuse you of
throwing
that.
accusations left, right, and center.
I
Well, you see, I think we need a mediator here, and I don't think there's a better mediator in this group than our man Craig. Craig, what do you have to say about this whole situation?
See. Look at him. Look at this.
yeah.
You guys bullied him out of talking last time, and now you're surprised that he won't say a word today.
He's like a deer in
You
headlights.
accused me of impersonating him when he was just trying to say how he felt, and now he can't say a single thing. You've all shunned him into a code of silence.
You know what I
If
think you
anything,
people should do? If you want more Craig on this show, I think you should retweet or quote retweet whenever we put this
retweet.
episode out, and then post the hashtag I stand with Craig.
Dude, if we get
Dude,
50
this is crazy.
retweets, if we get 50 retweets, we'll allow him to talk.
Yes.
50.
If we get
I feel
50
like
Craigsters out there, out of the
between
56 people who follow our podcast.
you gotta have the overwhelming majority be in favor of this. You understand that, right?
Yeah, Craig is the anti-Smormu.
This okay. I mean, if you think it can be done, go right ahead. I think we should just let him speak no matter what. But I mean, I guess I'm outvoted here. I guess democracy has decided that he can't have a voice until more people say so. But whatever.
Yeah, that's how the electoral college works, buddy.
How about you know what? More like the electoral college is all I gotta say.
Oh,
Oh,
oh shit! It's over.
Hmm.
They
he
gotta
got
disband it
us. He
now.
got us.
You know,
Yeah, we're screwed.
yep.
The electoral college
That's
is
it.
screwed.
That's it. No more electoral college. It's over.
Yeah, bye
Right
bye.
before election season, it is no longer a thing.
No way.
Now all that really matters are the votes.
And everyone on that day will be voting for Jeb Bush.
And everyone on
Yes.
that day will be watching Fight Club.
And everyone on that day will be listening to the Scramble Bunkhouse Deathcast. Hello.
Episode number this one.
I think it's 21,
This is
right? 'Cause
episode 21.
Yeah,
It
last one was Big
is.
20. That was a big
Yo,
Q&A
episode
that
funny
lasted 2
number.
hours. Wow.
This is huge.
Wow, this
All
is
right, hold on.
huge.
I think we need to do a special intro for this episode.
No,
Do
we
it.
don't.
Gentlemen,
No,
if
we
you've
certainly do
forgotten
not.
if you've forgotten the number of this episode, I need to ask you a simple math problem.
Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
brother.
He's
Oh,
gonna do it.
brother. He's really gonna do it. We can't stop him. He's really just gonna go ahead and do it.
What is 9 plus 12?
That's not even it. That's not even it.
Oh,
That's,
well, it
that's
is
not
it
even
is
it.
28. It's 21 though, Cake. He's right. He's right.
I got you.
No. This
I have
is so
captured
bankrupt.
you in my
This
web.
is such a bankrupt concept.
He's captured you.
This is an entertainment-less bit, dude. You gotta stop this right now.
You say you captured him.
Yes, I did.
Well, funny,
Oh.
funny coinky dink.
You can't just ignore what just happened.
We're
You can't
talking
just
about
you
we're
can't
talking
just
about
skip
Capture
over how bad
International.
that was.
We're talking about Capture International.
What's 9 plus 12? Are you serious right now?
It's true though.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. It's true. My bad. It's funny now. It's funny now. You're right. You're right. You're
Yes.
right. I
It's
forgot,
so
man.
funny. It's so funny.
Oh, I forgot, dude. You gave me a math problem and it was right. Oh shoot, you got me there. You got me there.
Well, you didn't answer.
No, because it wasn't good.
Well, I mean, according to the currently accepted rules of mathematics, 9 plus 12 is 21, so I think it is good cake.
Oh my god.
But
You know
yes,
what?
today we are talking about Capture International, beloved Fed, as in I love it, uh, and I have made Ethan watch a good amount of it. Or I have strongly informed him of its strongly convinced him of its merits, and I've made Cake watch like a few matches now.
I've seen a
Um,
fair amount of capture.
yeah, I deeply love Capture. I think for those listening who do not know what it is, I think there should be a little bit of an introduction. Capture International is a wrestling company started by Koki Kitahara in 1997. And there's a little bit of more information I should give on that. So Koki Kitahara, fucking guy, was in All Japan, hung out with Tenryu and everything. When he was growing up, he
Famously a
learned
man in
karate.
war.
Yes, he famously uh yeah, fucking demon in war, took part in some incredible matches. Like, most famous match of his is probably the Kitahara Tenryu versus Kimura Koshinaka match, where he's like a victim the entire time. And
I
it's a
think that's really
really,
funny.
yeah, it's a great performance from him as a victim, but like, that's one of the only notable times he was a victim. For the
It's like
majority
if
of his career, he was a
it's like
victimizer.
if God damn, why can't I remember his name right now? The guy it's like if Tsuyoshi Kikuchi was only
Yeah,
that form of Kikuchi for like that part of his career, and then the rest of his career was like who he was in 1997. By the
yeah,
way, if you've only
exactly.
watched that one Kikuchi match, please, there's so much from him from like 1997 or I don't know the exact year. I think it's like 95 where he decides to become a heavyweight, and he just beefs the shit out of people.
Yeah, he
He's in
will.
this
Yeah,
he's in a
yeah.
tag with him and Yoshinari Ogawa versus Daisuke Ikeda and Takeshi Ono.
Oh,
Our
okay.
good friend H put me onto that one. That's an incredible match.
Yeah, okay. I will say with Kikuchi, he's a junior, like, by division for like basically all of his career until he leaves Noah. And then he becomes like a traveling independent guy, and there's really no weight divisions they're going to lock him into in that regard. But the thing with Kikuchi is that in most circumstances, he is a victim. He is a man to be victimized, to be destroyed, and his main appeal is the love and support of the fans that are always they're always hoping he'll get the big win even when he's like dying. But if you put Kikuchi against somebody from another promotion, which you can look at the pecking order of All Japan and say, oh, this person, this person, this person, they're at the bottom. When it comes to like All Japan and even kind of Noah, everybody that's at the bottom is still above anyone from a different company unless they're like the star of that company. Like, if you're a mid carder in a notable indie or any position in a somewhat lesser indie, they are above you. Kikuchi in those situations is like Satan. Like, he has that match with like him and Ogawa where he just like fucking ruins the lives of Ogawa and Ikeda. And he also is like the Noah Z1 rivalry early into Noah. His match is part of that rivalry. I think he has a match with Hoshikawa, and it's like 20 minutes of him making Hoshikawa regret being born. Like, just like, I think the match even ends with like ref stoppage because he just starts beating Hoshikawa into the ground with like punches and headbutts, and the
I
ref's
need to
like,
see that.
"Stop this!" It's incredible. But yeah, Kitahara in that match is a victim, the tag match, but everything else, he's like an ultimate victimizer, evil fucking
Well,
guy, just
I
ruining
need
people's days.
he could have also been the impetus for another evil guy. He definitely was the impetus for another thick ass crazy guy, which we will talk about in a little bit. But
Yeah.
he is partially responsible for Masao Orihara turning into the wrestler he is against
Yes.
little rookies because he trained with Masao Orihara and one of the first I think it might be the first War main event But one of the first War main events is Tenryu and Orihara versus Great Kabuki and Koki Kitahara. And
Yeah.
Kitahara beats the shit out of Orihara in that match. It's one of the most unbelievable. He pulls out a fucking Gonzo bomb on the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked. It's really fucked.
Kitahara's been this way forever. And
Yeah.
Orihara, in his own respect, is one of the biggest rookie liberty takers of his generation.
Yeah. Like, but I will say with Kitahara, you say he's been like this forever. You don't understand how right you are because, like, yes, he was like this in War. Yes, he was like this in SWS. He has a match against Akira Katayama, I think was his name, where he's just like destroying that guy for the whole match too. He hits a Gonzo bomb in that match too.
Oh my god.
But you even go back to All Japan, there are a few instances because he was very low in the pecking order there, and there were very few options for him to take liberties. But when he got the chance, he did. You go even farther back before he was wrestling. Young Koki
Yes.
Kitahara learned karate at a young age. The primary purpose of this was to be really good at street fighting. He like, which is incredible because I don't know if this is just like a U.S. dojo thing. I think this is probably a everywhere dojo thing, but like at least in like American like karate dojos and shit, they give a whole like speech all the time about how you can't use your karate to beat people
For
up
other people.
and take what you want. You can't use your karate for mindless violence. It's only for like self-defense and for discipline. And Koki Kitahara said, "Fuck that noise. Learned karate so he could be a better street fighter." Like that's incredible. And when you learn that and you learn that that is such a deep part of his ideology of I should be able to use martial arts to beat up people that don't know it in a street fight. When you learn that, capture becomes a lot more understandable because it is for all intents and purposes, it is a street fight wrestling organization, and not like the street fight as in like the stipulation. It's like actual back alley, feels very unorganized while still being organized, like pit fights to the death. Like no, the rules are not strictly enforced. The fighters are not like high level, like they're not like high level shoot stylists. It's like because this is '99. Shoot style is kind of coming out of it's kind of not in the same place it was before. At this point, the direct line of UWF has died because Kingdom's dead and there's no continuation fed. Or there's Kingdom Air guys, but that just becomes MMA.
Mhm.
There is no direct descendant of the U line anymore until U style, which even then you could debate that's a descendant of Rings, which is an offshoot. It's messy. Um, but the UWF lineage just kind of died. There's no longer a direct descendant. Battle Arts is starting to slow down. 98 was their peak year, and at 99 is like they're starting to drag a little bit. They're already starting to lose some fans. It's only going to get worse as time goes on. Uh, there are other feds that are doing shoot style, but they are not really making a lot of money off of it. They're not really popular. A lot of them don't even make tape. Um, Capture is one of these feds. It's incredibly underground, and like they tapped into that. Like the names of the shows are basement match. Like it's Capture basement match number whatever. Um, they were
It's
like
the pro
yeah.
wrestling equivalent. If you watch Napoleon Blown Apart, it's the pro wrestling equivalent of that one Russian federation that's
Yes,
in really high quality, where people are
yes,
just beating the shit out of each other with little to no training.
yes. The one that's in like parking lots and shit.
Yes,
Like yes, it's pretty much that, but wrestling. It is by design incredibly underground. Uh, and they fully the vibe is there. Aesthetically speaking, Capture is probably the most unified feeling shoot style promotion of like maybe the entire '90s. Like they have their image figured out perfectly, and they have like a perfect roster for their image. Um, but this is a match in Capture in '99, which from what I've read and just what I've seen seems like was probably their peak year. We have one show from that year, and we have TV highlights, like minute long clips of events, and that's all we have. No, we have one more match that was uploaded to the Capture YouTube channel, but like this show became available through Hasegawa, the Mutoha guy on Twitter. He started selling it. He does not have it listed anywhere because it's a little bit just not publicly talk about. Kinda, I don't know. It's weird. He seems like he doesn't want people to talk about it, but also gave multiple people permission to talk about it. I don't fucking get the guy sometimes. I love him. But uh, this became available last year, and it was kind of a mind-blowing show to get because it kind of was like we always kind of heard that this era of capture was incredible, and then we got a show from this era and it's like yeah they're right, it's fucking everything we heard was right. um but this is like the standout match from that. This is Ichiro Yaguchi versus Nihao from September 23rd 1999. And I will give a tiny bit of introduction to them too, and then we can actually start talking about the match.
Ichiro
Yaguchi,
Yaguchi is Jom.
yeah, Ichiro Yaguchi is me. If you've ever seen my profile picture, that's Ichiro Yaguchi, and that is me. Uh, Ichiro Yaguchi is like a martial artist. He's a musician. Uh,
Very, very, very well trained musician, by the way.
Very well trained.
He went to Berklee College of Music in New York City.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little clip of him singing right here because he has such a beautiful voice that you
Yes,
all need to
dude.
experience it.
Yeah, he does this series on YouTube called Tiny Yag House. It's so good. It's just him singing like old, like American, American like folk or rock songs usually, and he's such a good musician. He's so damn good. He's also a I don't know what the word would be, not certified because that implies like a certificate, some sort of training. But he's an ordained priest, I guess is the right term.
Ordained sounds right.
Yeah, ordained priest, ordained pastor. I don't know. But he's like a Catholic pastor or just a Christian pastor. I don't know what he actually denomination was. He's a pastor. He's a musician. He's a wrestler. He's run multiple wrestling companies. He's run a bunch of radio shows, which he still runs a lot of them to this day. Uh, he's lived a fucking insane life. He is trained in so many martial arts, like judo, sambo, aikido, I believe karate. There's a few others I cannot remember. He trained in sambo, like hanging out with Volkan. Uh, he's like he's so well trained. But then you look at Yaguchi, and he's like a brawler. He's been a brawler since like the mid '90s. He is not doing crazy shoot style. He started as a shoot stylist. He was brought in as a martial artist, but like he like specifically a samboist, which I guess is important for this too. But he becomes like a brawler when he goes to Big Japan, and he mostly stays as a brawler for the rest of his career. He literally just faced Dory Funk Jr. in that exploding death match, which was fucking. If anyone who hears this has not seen it yet, I strongly recommend watching the match. It's like 10 minutes long. It is a trip. Dory Funk Jr. is 83 years old taking explosions. It feels weirdly fucked up to watch, but also Dory Funk is like incredible in that match.
That's
Like,
gotta be like Iguchi's most mainstream match now, right? Like it has to.
yeah, yeah, it has to. Like
It's his
that
most
or
mainstream
the,
exposure yet.
That or the CCW match, the one where it was gonna be Tremont versus Onita in the exploding match, but then it turns into the 6-man tag and Yaguchi is part of Onita's team. That was probably the most exposure he got for American audiences at that time. And then this is probably the biggest point of exposure just in general is being in this match, which is probably Dory Funk Jr.'s last match ever, maybe Nishimura's last match ever. Like, it's fucking crazy. And he was there. He took the fucking fall. He was doing all his cool shit. And it's awesome. He got to face Dory, which is crazy. But yeah, he just did that. He's been hanging out with Onita since like the late '90s. And you see this guy and you go, okay, he's the brawling shit, but like why is he doing this with so much of his fucking his resume, like his martial arts resume? He theoretically could have gotten a really cushy position in rings until the Fed closed. Like he knew Volk, he knew other guys there. They like seemingly trusted him enough to train with him and shit. he probably could have just like got them to put a good word in. He's set for life as a rings guy, and then just a traveling martial artist like wrestler who does special attraction matches. But no, he's like committed to doing the fucking brawling thing and doing all this other stuff. And I think it's because he's like crazy, like kind of crazy. I think he's a kind of crazy fucking guy. Um, and then you got Nihao, who is Kitohara's like son, not for shoot, but like his one true trainee, from my understanding. Like Kitohara had a hand in a lot of the training of the other capture guys, but my understanding of the situation is he trains Nihao first. Nihao's the first capture trainee. After that, Kitohara gives Nihao the job of training everyone else. And I think Nihao and Tomohiro Ishii were like the main trainers of the gym for years and years and years. So they're the ones doing like everything. Like guys like Joda and Hideo Toda and all these other guys, like they were trained by Nihao and Ishii.
We tried to discuss Nihao once before, I believe.
I think I have.
Many moons ago, I think we tried, and the auto did not work out in our favor.
It didn't work out. Oh
It
my
didn't.
god. Wow.
Long ago, one of the beta tests of this whole thing.
Dude, I entirely forgot. Yeah, Nihao, a real agenda wrestler for me, honestly. Like I am very strong of the opinion that Nihao should have done so much more. His
We will eventually
1999
talk about him again, by the way, because we
Yes.
are going to have an episode on the famous exit match. And
Oh
that match
yeah.
we're going to have to talk about as well, because he is also known by the name Max Miyazawa. If you
Max
ever see him
Miyazawa,
on
yeah.
a show, which is produced by the company Exit or WUW/World Underground Wrestling. I'm surprised you didn't mention this, John, but I'm
Well,
just
'cause
going
he,
to
I
give
mean,
a quick
he
plug
wasn't.
to Exit real quick.
Yeah, he wasn't
Is
there a lot,
Exit?
honestly.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I
he
haven't
went
seen
there.
much
He was there
Exit.
for that match, and then he appears in 2009 in like a 6-man tag, and then he does not appear for the company again. Like it was because he at that point was already kind of waning off of wrestling. Max Miyazawa's probably most notable contribution to the world of just fucking just the world of combat sports, I guess. He trained God, what's her name? Is it Kosei? He trained a female martial artist in capture. I'm trying to find her right now because she starts as a wrestler. Like she goes to capture that she's their one trainee. Nihao is given the full job of training her. He trains her in wrestling and also MMA. She kind of leaves wrestling after a bit, decides it's not for her, but wants to do MMA. So she stays like training with Nihao for a bit, goes into MMA, and she's a fucking killer. Like an incredible MMA fighter. She's like one of the best female MMA fighters ever, I think. And her main trainer, from my understanding, is fucking Nihao. I cannot find her for the life of me. I know her last name is Kubota, but yeah. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. He trained a female MMA fighter. I think her last name is Kubota. I'm not 100% sure, but super fucking successful, and Nihao was her primary trainer. That's his biggest claim to fame, probably. But yeah, him in '99, one of the best rookies in Japanese wrestling. We have like 10 or so matches from his '99, and all of those matches fucking rule. This is like probably the best one. And I guess on that note, I think we should just go into it because it's been a lot of exposition. But yeah, this is Ichiro Iguchi, Nihao, Capture, and goddamn, this match is fucking crazy. Like this is just like one of the craziest shoot style brawls I've seen in my entire life.
And shoot style brawl, those aren't two like parts of a sentence that you would usually connect with each other. But
Yeah.
this match, it somehow works because the first time these two connect with each other, they don't go for any like takedowns. They don't even go for any like punches or kicks. Yaguchi just starts headbutting the fuck out of Nihao.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much immediately too. Right out of the gate. I think one thing that I made the most note of, which was like for all of the experience that Yaguchi has as a legitimate athlete, I had to ask John what his experiences was when we were watching it because I didn't pick up on him being a real athlete at all because he was so
Yeah,
just like messed up in the head mentally in this match. Like, there's a couple instances of like him putting in like holds and stuff, but it's all holds that I genuinely think anyone could like improv if they really had to.
yeah,
Like he
Yeah.
shows no legitimate experience at all. He wants to beat this guy up like crazy.
yeah. Like the way that Yaguchi like fights is to go because as Ethan mentions, he starts with like crazy headbutts, and he's constantly throwing these like hammer fists, which I think are meant to be like it's sometimes he throws straight punches, but sometimes he's throwing like Vader hammers, and they're really stiff Vader hammers, like audible every time, throwing really like direct knees to like the rib cage
And the head.
and the head. Yeah, there's a point which I'll talk about in a second, but like he just like the more this match goes on, the more Yaguchi kind of gets frustrated, which I think is a big point in terms of this match having a story. Because I feel like with these types of matches, it's easy to just see it and go, "This is one guy hating another guy," and they're doing that a lot. I think genuinely there is a pretty not deep story, but there's a solid story here of like Yaguchi comes into this with a big like statement, which is those headbutts, which I I have to mention. He starts throwing a bunch of headbutts at the beginning. He pulls back. You can immediately see that Yaguchi is now bleeding. Eventually, Nihao kind of turns, and you can see his face. He's also bleeding. So within a minute of the match starting, Yaguchi has thrown a bunch of shoot headbutts and busted both of them open. um, and they just
Uh,
bleed for the rest of the fucking match. Like the whole the mat is just so bloody by the end. But as the match goes on, Yaguchi gets more and more frustrated because Nihao is getting back up and is like constantly tagging him with these like baseball bat kicks and these fucked up slaps and these show tastes directly to the forehead. And there are multiple points where he just snaps, throws Nihao into the guardrail, and just starts unloading with like knees and headbutts and punches. And he gets like Nihao gets on the ground, and every time he like is sitting down or kneeling, Yaguchi immediately just starts throwing like kicks directly to the head as hard as he can. And it's unreal. It's unreal that you would do this to another person. And the fact that he just keeps doing it over and over again to Nihao, and Nihao keeps getting up, looking more and more concussed, is
it's really
so
ugly
fucked.
blood too. It's
Yeah.
really ugly blood. Like it's I mean it's probably has something to do with the cameras for one, because the camera quality is not
Yes.
great. But in a
It's
good
not.
way, in a good way, in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel like the blood is just like it's so unapparent actually, like a lot. You could see it a little bit, but I think Ethan pointed out that it kind of looked like Iguchi just added red face paint because it doesn't even look like he's like it doesn't look like a blade job or anything. It just looks like he just got
Yeah.
legitimately busted open because he did.
Yeah. And like his hair at a certain point, because he's got like the bleach blonde hair and shit, it rules. At a certain point, his hair is no longer like the bright yellowish, like kind of titanium white that it was at the start. It's like kind of strawberry pink or kind of like slightly reddish. And that's just all blood. It's all in his hair. He's got a whole new shade of hair. It's like he dyed his hair mid match, and it's just because he's bleeding a shit ton. Uh, yeah, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and the way that they're able to weave together the striking and the grappling is great because it's not woven together at all. It is so spontaneous. That's like one of the biggest things in this match is that everything feels so damn spontaneous. Like they'll just both try to catch a pot shot or two, get a couple shots in there. And if they are able to take an inch, they will take a mile. And that either takes the form of like a crazy kick combo or strike combo, or just like a takedown. And now they're both on the mat and they're working. And the way they work is like, if you watch like UWFI a few years beforehand, you got like Tamura, Sakuraba, Yamamoto, all those guys. They're doing grappling that is very slick. It's very fluid. It's fast paced. It's moving a ton. This is not that at all.
No.
Like the
Mhm.
grappling is a lot slower. I will say Nihao is like a pretty slick mat worker. Like he's able to transition between holds pretty damn good. Like I remember there's a point when he like has the arm of Yaguchi and then hops over and put in a knee bar, and that's awesome. But like the mat work is a lot more gritty and real feeling. Like I love UWFI mat work. They make it work because it's fast as fuck and it's awesome. But like when I see this and I see the way they work on the mat, I'm like, damn, they are like wrenching it. Every single hold like transition is meaningful because they're actually having to fight for it. Because the other guy's just not giving it up. He's holding on to it as much as he can.
Indeed. I also like I do like the part where Iguchi just gets owned by getting kicked in the head really hard.
Yes.
That's really cool.
yeah.
Can't forget that.
Yeah,
I
no,
want
of
to talk
course.
about. I agree. I was just gonna say I want to talk about how Nihao's like the way that Nihao comes back and
Yeah.
how he like regains the advantage. And the only way he can regain the advantage is by catching Yaguchi off guard and then taking a mile instead of taking an inch by blasting him in the fucking head with kicks.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It's true.
yeah, he like that's and I cannot say enough that give him an inch, take a mile thing is the whole ideology of this match. Because anytime these guys get the chance, they will just start rattling off combos. Like there's this
I
like
think
really
it's
fucked up part where Yaguchi throws him into the corner and starts like trying to throw knees, and Nihao like eventually like it looks like he gets fed up. He gets hit with a kick. He immediately leans up and just looks at Yaguchi. Yaguchi guys tries to throw another, and he immediately starts unleashing like palm strikes and kicks the like body, and it's so driven. It's so like these guys don't have heat. They don't come into this match with like a story or a bunch of
no.
promos or anything. Like this is their first match ever against each other. The most build this match got was probably the match announcement itself on like the old Capture website. And they come into this and they work it like they have a fucking blood feud because they're continuously getting more and more pissed off at each other. They're not like just winning. Because I guess it's another big thing with Capture. Matches just end a lot. Like they'll just like a match will go like 4 minutes because a guy gets hit hard enough and he's down and it's over. So the longer this goes on, the more they both get frustrated and like worn out, and they're like, I have to end it soon because I know I'm dying. Because they're both running on fumes. They're both bleeding heavily. They're both taking longer to get up. They're more groggy, and they have to keep throwing everything they can at each other because eventually they're gonna run out.
They also go into the crowd more and more frequently over and over
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Like they abuse the guardrails progressively. It starts out okay. I was gonna say it starts out like as a normal competition, but no, they do kind of ram each other into those things like right out of the gate. But they
Yeah.
start ignoring them as guardrails completely and just start going into the crowd as it goes on, just continuously over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think my
Which I'm not really
favorite
sure what
like
that means, but
yeah. I think my favorite use of the barrier in this match, like those were great uses of the barrier, just pushing them out of the way to just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Mine was when Yaguchi got Nihao leaned up against the barrier and just started kicking him, and his head thwacked against the metal
Oh
poles.
my god, yeah. Yeah. Just fucking ping ponging his head off the wall or off
yeah,
the
lest we
barricade.
forget that for anyone who's never seen a capture match before, there aren't ropes. There's just metal barricades.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
there's not
Yeah.
also to clarify, there's not a ring either.
Oh
There's
my
just
god,
floor.
No.
I don't know if I
Oh
ever got
wait,
around to that part during the
there's no
exposition.
image of the capture dojo,
Okay, I
sadly.
had to pull it up for a second. I'll pull it up again. I'll put it on the board.
Put it on Kidahara's forehead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'll put it on his
lest we
forehead.
forget that the capture dojo is just a room.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just a fucking. No, that's, that's the wrong
It's a
image.
room with a detached roof. The roof isn't even attached to like the walls of the building.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, actually, I'm pulling up the image now. This might actually be the building where the match took place. I'll zoom it in so you can kind of see.
It looks like it. It does
This,
look
yeah,
like
It
it.
this is
does.
the building. I'm fairly certain this is the building. This is the capture setup. This might be the setup of the show. Now that I think about it, this might just be a picture from before the show started.
I think
Um,
it's too high quality to be that.
I
no,
also
no,
think the
no, because this was
barricades are different
a
colors. Like the barricades were darker than this, weren't they?
no. They were like white, like they were like
Oh,
full on white.
maybe they just look
And I will
darker
say
because of the camera.
with the image, it's higher quality because it's a professional camera, and this is there's a guy, I think his name is Chisato Yoshikawa. He was a photographer who went to a bunch of war and capture shows, and he posted like a bunch of his photos from capture onto his Facebook page like a few years ago. I think with the in like 2016 because capture was getting revived, and he posted all of those images to Facebook, and this is one of the images from like before a show started, so it's like super fucking high quality. uh if you ever want to see any images from like that era of war, capture, all Japan, etc., like he has a Facebook page. He uploads so many photos onto there. They are all like 4K quality, and he's like he's like a professional photographer too. So it's like all amazing photos. But yeah, this is the capture setup. Like they've just got the shitty Home Depot spotlights on the corners. They got the white
Dang.
barricades, the piss mat, the little blue chairs. Like it is it's a daunting setup, I will say, because imagine you're a wrestler. Like these mats are thin. They are thin fucking mats, and you can see it's just a concrete floor below it. So you're just taking bumps on thin padding with concrete below you. There's no ropes. You're being thrown into guardrails. Like it's a kind of fucking scary setup if you're a worker.
Mhm. Honestly,
And
the
that
vibes
yeah.
of this
Fortunately,
match.
people don't really get slammed onto it that often.
Well, okay, depending, because I've seen some guys get slammed. Like I've seen Kitohara hit a power bomb on it before. Like
Oh
it's
yes,
he's,
yes.
but he's also like fucked in the head. So
I was gonna say though, like I mean, it's a running theme I think with a lot of JND stuff that it just doesn't feel like legal to view sometimes.
yeah,
Just
Yeah.
because of how it's filmed and how it's distributed. Like John said, this footage wasn't even available up until a year ago, right?
yeah,
Like it very much has that vibe of just like this is not a thing that should be seen because you will go to jail for seeing it or something like that. Like
yeah,
if the police raided your house and saw on your computer this guy's got a capture file, you'd get raided and just thrown into a prison cell. Because
yeah,
it does feel like that, and I think that that's a very unique experience. I think I mentioned this the last time we tried to discuss Nihao. I don't know. I know I've mentioned this type of idea before in the pod. I just don't know if it was an episode that made tape or if it had to get deleted. But a lot, it does have that feel of just being a thing that you would have to look over your shoulder while watching because you don't want
yeah,
anyone to see that you're watching it.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, it's and I can't say enough. It has that fucking underground illegal fighting feeling. Like this, it feels like human cockfighting. Like they're throwing two
Mhm.
dudes in there to like fight to the death for the amusement of the audience, and like the most fucking dirty, gross environment possible.
Yeah,
Like
and again,
it's just
the camera's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. The
yeah.
photo that is on the
Mhm.
whiteboard is not at all what it actually looks like when you watch the thing.
No, also
When you
important
watch
note
the
too,
thing,
they have the house lights on in this picture. Like the house
mhm,
lights are not on, it's just the shitty spotlights in the corners.
yeah, it looks like they're in a warehouse, like an abandoned warehouse. They brought in these lights themselves because it's an abandoned warehouse and the lights don't work because it's
Yeah.
abandoned in a warehouse. So you just like there's just nothing in it but people who have just materialized to watch this happen.
Yeah.
It is an awesome feeling. It's a I mean, I don't know if awesome is the right word. I don't know. I mean, it is an awesome feeling, I guess.
No,
I
it
don't know.
is.
I don't know.
It's like
It's a
it's a
weird. I don't
really
know.
interesting feeling that only very specific wrestling can give you. And I don't think like in our day and age where everything is available to you at your fingertips, the only really way that you'll get that feeling is by torrenting something. And even
Yeah.
then it's not like looking over your shoulder. It's making sure your computer is secure enough.
Yeah. And like there are promotions that I feel like give a similar enough feeling. Like it's not exactly the same, but
Russian deathmatch
I was
promotions.
going to say the deathmatch promotion, specifically the one that's in like the Sandlot and has that one dude, the moth that Cephas loves, and like they have no ring.
The
They have no ring. They just have like
Moth.
a circle of barbed wire that you just fight in. Like that
Mhm.
kind of has the same feeling to me. It's in the same realm. But no, there's really nothing else that gives the exact feeling that like Capture does or these other indies do.
Helps that
And
it's
I
all
guess
one camera too. It doesn't feel like a production. It's just one
oh
guy
no,
holding the thing.
it's a single hard cam like handheld. That's
Like
just
someone smuggled the camera in.
yeah. That might be the case. I don't fully know. So my understanding is that Kitahara would get Yoshino, the guy that runs Mutoha. He would get him to come and film the shows because that was like Yoshino's whole thing was coming and filming shows for companies so they could have the tape. From my understanding, Yoshino would do that for him, and Kitohara eventually like got all of those copies of the tapes from him, and just Yoshino had this copy extra, which is how we now have it. Um, but yeah, no, it's like it is not meant for distribution. The show was never distributed. It's not like this is a show that like they were selling in Japan and we just never got it. It was never sold in Japan to begin with. There are probably very few people in Japan that have seen the show, let alone America. So yeah, it's just it is legitimately underground wrestling, is about as underground as you can get without it being shit that like actually has no footage available anywhere in like at all. So yeah, I do want to say if we're I feel like we're getting a little bit close to wrapping up, and the finish has to be talked about because Yaguchi is like getting more and more frustrated. There's a point where he keeps just grounding Nihao, like throwing headbutts and kicks to the face. Like he keeps just trying to pull him down so he can kick him in the head again. And eventually that culminates in him like grabbing Nihao, throwing him into the crowd and throwing like a head kick. And I believe that's what does it, where Nihao gets hit with that head kick and fucking the referee is immediately like, "Hey, you need to like, like Nihao starts getting up, and the ref immediately like comes over to him because Nihao's not getting up. And no, 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 no. I'm just remembering. Head kick's the first one. Then Nihao gets up and walks back in the ring. Yaguchi grabs him, throws him back there again, and throws a headbutt as hard as he can. Then Nihao does not get up immediately. Ref goes over and checks him. Nihao's got like 1,000-yard stare. He is bleeding heavily, and the ref just goes, "All right, we're done." Ref just immediately calls it. Yaguchi wins, referee stoppage. And Nihao's like raising the fist, like I can still fight. And the ref's like, no, 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 you can't.
Yeah, and dude, Yaguchi looks like a world beater by the end of this thing, actually.
Yeah.
Like, again, just based on how he fought, he did not fight like a guy who knew anything. And
No.
I don't know if that was
No.
like, I mean, it was an intentional choice. It had to have been an intentional choice, but like, it does feel like a little bit of a triumph, but also not a lot of a triumph because he does kill Nihao. Like the
Yeah.
crowd boos when he wins. It's not like it's an underdog story or anything. It's just like a guy who
No.
just killed someone and then won. Uh, but it's an interesting feeling. It makes Iguchi feel like this like really scary dude because he came
Yeah.
up against a guy whose whole thing is like I am real fighter and then beat him with well with
Dude,
real
I'm
fighting. You know?
I'm a real fighter who was raised in Kepture. Like this is my home. I'm the first person to be born here. I am like the prodigal. Like I'm the prodigy of the fucking Fed. Like also, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. The crowd is incredible in this match. They are so hyped up for everything Nihao does. Two reasons for that. One of them being that he was like the most popular guy in the company. Second reason, this is happening in his hometown. But
Hell yeah.
like they are so hyped up for everything he does. They also clearly do fuck with Yaguchi, but like they're booing him and shit because he is killing their boy. And their boy, every time he fights back, the crowd like stands up and goes crazy. Like there's a when he rattles off that first kick combo and like looks like he knocks out Yaguchi with the head kick. Like so many people stand up and start clapping like raucously. Like the whole fucking camera's shaking. They're fucking loving it. And yeah, Nihao is loved. He is the most popular guy, and Yaguchi fucking ends him. He ends his shit, and the crowd boos, and it's like, wow, you killed him. You killed the son. Like it's incredible. It's actually such a crazy feeling to see. Like I if you know the pecking order and shit of Japanese wrestling, you know Nihao's a guy who, again, he debuted in mid '98. This is a year into his career. Yaguchi is like a 6-year vet at this point. He's a traveled indie guy. Usually by the rules of independent wrestling, Yaguchi wins no matter what. But it feels like a big deal when Yaguchi actually fucking beats him because it did not seem like he was going to for a bit.
And yet, still the
And
crowd boo though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, well, because no matter
They
what.
still hate that he won anyway.
Yeah.
yes, Cake, I entirely agree with you that Yaguchi doesn't necessarily. It feels like. I think the best analogy that I could think of at this possible moment is like when you're trying to beat a level in a video game that you know you can beat, but it's like throwing challenges at you that you didn't expect and you're getting really pissed off about it.
Yeah.
So you just try to brute force it harder and harder and harder each time. And then when you finally do it, it's like a feeling of, finally, I just did it.
Yeah.
Instead of a
Yeah.
feeling of, yes, I beat him.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It feels just like a thank God that's over with more than an actual
Yes.
pop.
Yeah, Yuichi is like he has abandoned any attempts at being like skillful or any other shit. Like he's given up on
Or
trying to
civil.
win with his abilities, and he just wants to win by killing and going, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna get paid and I'm leaving. um yeah, so that match is, I love that match so much. That is one of my favorite matches ever. Uh I fucking love Nihao. I love Yaguchi. You can probably tell that I love Yaguchi, and I'm telling you, I love Nihao. Um, so yeah, I'm happy to finally talk about this fucking guy on the podcast. But that is not the only match that we watch from Capture, because I thought we
No.
should watch another match because that one's only 10 minutes, and there's another
Yes.
10-minute match that happened recently, in fact. So that was 1999. We are now traveling 23 years in the future. Capture International, May 6th, 2022, the main event of the one night tournament to decide a new Capture International champion. Now you know Mora versus Supercrafter U. I'm not going to do a big thing of exposition here. If you're listening, there's a solid chance you know who Naoya Nomura is. He's an All Japan guy. Fucking left All Japan and joined Capture. I have mixed feelings on the man now that he's kind of abandoned Capture to go back to All Japan, but also he's injured again, so he's been gone for like a year maybe. Um, like but this period of Naoya Nomura is like really inspiring because he comes in as this All Japan guy who theoretically does not need to prove anything to anybody, and immediately upon getting into Capture, he is in full on I am going to be the top guy here mode, but not like I'm gonna be the top guy because I'm an All Japan guy. He's like I'm gonna be the top guy because I'm gonna beat the fuck out of everybody else. Um, Supercrafter U, meanwhile, international man of mystery, the man of 1,000 masks, has worked so many matches in so many places, and he's an incredible shooter, high level martial artist, all this other shit. Kind of the same situation as Yaguchi, because that's the big thing with this match. There's a lot of parallels between this and the first match of Nomura is the young guy who is like very clearly meant to be the future of the company. Crafter is an older veteran who has tons of experience both as a wrestler and as a martial artist, and he's coming in as a guy that most people consider something else. Like people look at Yaguchi as a brawler and a guy that hangs out with Onita. People look at Crafter as like Leatherface, a brawler that hangs out with Onita.
Yeah, big Leatherface. Leatherface shout out. Let's go.
Yeah. Like he's the Leatherface in Japan. He's been the main Leatherface for like 10 or so years now. And he gets to be Crafter a good amount, and people that know him know his credibility, but that's the same way with fucking Yaguchi. People that knew Yaguchi knew his credibility, and Capture is really the best place for Crafter and Yaguchi to get to show their credibility, or at least show that they are capable of fighting. And Yaguchi, of course, gets into like more of a street fighting mindset with with the match we talked about. But like Crafter comes in and gets to do the MMA stuff. He gets to fucking show that he's a grappler, he's a fighter. Um, Another important note: Naoya Nomura is repping Real Blood. Nihao. So Real Blood in 2022 is started by Nomura. It is already like they have on the flag. It says like established. I can't remember the year. It's like established 1999. And a lot of people when they first saw that was like, "What do you mean established 1999? What the fuck happened in 1999?" because the stable started in 2022. It's got Nomura, Mizuki Watase. It's got Crafter in it. He's another member. But what's the 1999 thing? The 1999 thing is because in '99, Nihao started Real Blood. It was him, Tomohiro Ishii, and 2 other guys. So now Nomura in modern capture has restarted the stable as where he's the guy that leads it. So there's a very strong line being drawn between him and Nihao, and there's a line that you can draw between Crafter and Yaguchi. And this match is also the difference in time between this match and the match we just talked about is like 10 seconds. Like they're almost the exact same length.
Yeah, they're like
So
almost exactly the same.
It's a crazy comparison. I think it's really interesting that these 2 matches are so similar with the makeup of it and the wrestlers, because there are some like stark differences, like the way the matches are actually worked. But let's just start off with talking about the match itself, because this is a really sick match. Like I don't love it as much as the Nihao Yaguchi match, but considering it's 2022, this is
I
like
was
a
about to
pretty
say,
damn good highlight of the year.
for 2022 Pro especially,
Yeah.
it's a very high watermark. Because I don't know about either of you, but 2020's Japanese pro wrestling doesn't do very much for me.
So true. So true.
No, no. I mean, yeah, so true. But also, yeah, like I fucking like I'm the freak. I fuck with it still. I fuck with some of it still. But like, yeah, I think I don't even know if I've mentioned on the podcast. I have watched more wrestling from America and Mexico than I have from Japan this year. Like I like did the math in my head at some point. And it's like I'm watching more Demus and Fishman matches than I am like anything from fucking anywhere in Japan, because I'm so
5 matches instead of 0.
yeah. I'm so out of it with like not just modern wrestling in general, but especially the Japan scene, because it feels like it's just not at all the shit that I love about it. And I understand times change. Like, trust me, fucking, we did a whole talk about the American Indies a while ago and how the times have changed there on the more like popular scale. But man, Japan especially, times have really changed, and the more interesting guys that come up kind of just get I don't know what the right word is. They kind of get like not buried. They kind of like lose the spark at some point, and they just become like everyone else. And that's a problem in American wrestling too. But
They
it's
get
a
flattened
big.
out.
They get flattened out. It's a big fucking problem in Japan. There are so many guys that just get flattened out, and
Placed into one very specific archetype, whether that's like even they get placed into an archetype like, oh, you're like this other older wrestler, but we
yes,
don't really use that style. So you're taking the mannerisms of this other older wrestler, but trying to plug it into this amorphous, just kind of blob of a style that everybody uses nowadays,
yeah.
with a few exceptions.
Yeah, but I will say Kepcher was kind of like a shining star, especially in 2022 where things were getting very homogenous. Like Kepcher comes in and it's like, holy fuck, the Kitahara Fed with the guardrails is back. And guys cannot do the same shit they did before, because just by the nature of the promotion, you can't wrestle like you usually wrestle. There are guys that came in and tried. There is a match between Takahiro Tababa and Hokuto Omori. It is the worst Takahiro Tababa match ever. It is probably the best Hokuto Omori match ever, though, because Hokuto Omori is fucking awful. He is legitimately one of the worst wrestlers in the world, and he drags Tababa into his bullshit. And the few great moments when Tababa says "fuck it," pushes him down and like punt kicks him. And like that's a big thing, is that there are guys that are coming into capture and they don't get it. Like they blatantly do not get it. They're working shit that is not. It does not feel like it should be in the company. And that's just kind of something with some. But even then, the guys that do get it do get it. Like Crafter gets it. Like Rikiya Fudo gets it. Some of the more martial arts guys like Rocky Kalamora and shit, they get it. And now Nomura, at least at this point, seems to kind of get it. Like he has a vision for it. And apparently he's apparently he was a big fan of capture growing up. Like I think I read that he went to shows when he was younger, because like I think his dad was a fan, so he would take Nomura to go watch these capture shows, and he would be in the crowd and shit, which is why he has a level of attachment to Nihao, and why he wanted to revive Real Blood, and why he like petitioned to get into Capture when it got revived in the mid 2010s. Like he came in and had matches against Nihao because he wanted to work Capture. Like he, more than anyone, loves the style and is coming into it from a place of like, I want to do this. And again, out of most guys, especially as a guy that comes from fucking All Japan, like he gets it more than most.
That's so funny. That's
Yeah.
like, goddamn, that's like the only American equivalent that I can think is if some guy, like just some wrestler's dad, took him to a bunch of IWA Mid South shows.
Yeah.
And he got like enamored with Ian Rotten, and Ian Rotten became the Inoki to that kid's Yuki Ishikawa, and he just
Yeah.
started working GCW shows.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I feel like that's the story of Matt Tremont.
That is the mess, Matt Tremont.
Why Matt Tremont? Who was Matt Tremont Sanoki? Are you saying that was he actually trained by Ian Rotten?
Oh no, I think he was a huge CZW fan. That would be Zandig in that
Mm.
case.
I see. He sat under the Zandig learning tree.
Zandig learning tree would be so sick.
Well,
I
Zandig
don't.
learning
Would it
tree.
really?
But I think we do know that people have sat under the Zandig learning tree, and I've heard that it's not very sick. He used to make his trainees bump on concrete.
The
Yeah, because fucking
Zandig learning tree is rotten
John,
fruit.
like John Blood from fucking Deadlock and New Legacy. He used to be the sound guy for CZW, and he like would talk about the shit going on there with the training. And I think him and Adam Cole were on playing games together. And Adam Cole was he trained in the combined like Wrestle Factory thing with like
Yeah,
Chikara and CZW. And they were joking about how Zandig used to make Adam Cole take bumps on the concrete because that was a Zandig methodology. Was if you take bumps on concrete, the ring will feel so much better when you start bumping in it. So
If
he
you
would
land on
that's why
something
Adam
worse,
Cole
it'll feel
he
better.
would teach his students how to bump on concrete first, I think, and then they could get in the ring.
That'll show them.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys understand how to take work punches. I'm gonna hit you with a sledgehammer.
Yeah. No, that was the CCW Wrestling Academy. That was DJ Hyde. DJ Hyde's methodology was the concrete, I think.
For a split
Yeah.
second, I thought you were gonna correct me, but like, no, some other guy hit his students with sledgehammers. You got it mistaken.
No,
That would
yeah,
probably also be DJ Hyde
that
though.
was probably DJ Hyde.
And he didn't use a sledgehammer. He just used a normal hammer. So you gotta get your facts straight.
Yeah. But match wise, again, I do think this match like rocks. Like I think this is a really sick match. The way they started, it starts a lot slower than Nihao Yaguchi, and I think I will just mention because I do have some faults with this match. I'm going to talk more about it later because I want to focus on the positives first. I will say, just starting off, it lacks the spontaneity of Yaguchi Nihao, and that's pretty notable when you watch them back to back because the way with Nihao and Yaguchi is that they would break into these big moments. It was not like they were building to them. There was certainly a level of building to it, but it felt so natural and it really just felt like that's when it happened more than it was being built. With this match, it is very blatantly things are being built to other things. Like it starts with long mat work, it starts building to the strikes, building to the bigger moments, and it culminates. And that's basic wrestling structure. That is time tested. That's tried and true wrestling structure.
Always is. Always is.
But I don't know if it works as well as it should in some place like Capture, especially when you compare it to like Yaguchi and Nihao, where that structure does not exist, where it is just give an inch, take a mile. That's not the ideology here. It's not give an inch, take a mile. It's a slow build to when you can start taking a mile.
It's a good point.
Yeah, they're like trying to climb a ladder to when they can really get to the good shit. There is no ladder in Yaguchi Nihao. It's just when they get the chance to do it, they'll do it. But like the beginning grappling is sick though. Like Crafter is a really great grappler. Like he's kind of slow and old because I think he's like in his 50s, but like he's still really sick. He still knows how to put on a good hold. Nomura, not an MMA fighter, does not have MMA experience from my memory. He might, but I don't believe he is.
Probably
But
not a lot though.
no,
Yeah.
no. Like if he has any, it's like just from training with Kitahara, maybe. Um, but he's able to hold his own. Like he has an understanding of how to do basic holds, and he knows how to move into them well enough. Like he's got a good Fujiwara armbar. He's got a good guillotine. He's got a good ankle lock. Like he knows how to do that shit, and he can do it. So a lot of it is him trying to fight back against Crafter with that shit, and Crafter just kind of picking his spots to like his ways to counter. Like there's a great moment where Nomura has a Fujiwara in, and Crafter like does a great full rotation over his body to put in a guillotine. And that's the biggest thing with this match early on is that they're trading holds. Crafter has a better idea of how to get into them and how to like complicate them, but Nomura knows his shit and he can hold his own.
Mm-hmm. Most certainly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't vibing with it as much, but it is. I mean, it's also kind of hard to compare because it's such a departure from the first capture match. Like you watch
It
them
is.
back to back, and the feeling is just not the same.
No.
If they had a different, like, the only really through line that I can make between these two matches is that the ring is the same.
Yeah.
I could see the second
Yeah.
match happening entirely in like a pro wrestling ring,
Yeah.
and nothing about it would change because
Yeah.
it doesn't really have that ethos. It doesn't have that sense of like, not even that sense of like desperation that I have to knock this guy out before he knocks me out. Because that's not always the thing in Capture. It is with other matches, like my personal favorite rivalry in Capture, Jota versus Masayuki Mineno.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like this just it doesn't, and that's not just because there aren't a lot of like heart strikes in it. It's that they're not really like diving for holds. And the holds that they get, they don't like try to wrench, or the person who's taking the hold doesn't really try to like use their entire body weight and everything that they have to get out of it. It
Yeah.
feels a lot less I don't know, concerned
Yeah,
with
no,
trying
concerned is a
to
great way to
beat
put
each other up. Because that's like you're just trying to the whole ethos of Capture should be like actual street fight, or as close of a facsimile to that as you can get. And this just doesn't feel like that.
No. Like it's a really good match, but that's the thing with it is that it's a really good match. It doesn't feel like it's a and Ethan made a great point of like you could take this match, like just pick it up out of the capture zone with the guardrails and shit, just put it in a wrestling ring. That would work. It would feel like it works. That does not work for Yaguchi Nihao. And it's not just because they
No.
like use the guardrails a ton. It's like this is a match that cannot work in a normal wrestling ring because one, people would probably see it and think it's a fucking shoot.
Yeah.
I would not like if I saw Yaguchi versus Nihao in a ring, I would be like, oh shit, was there like heat that they actually like want to shoot on each other? When I see Crafter Nomura, I don't get that feeling. It does not feel like it is an attempt to shoot. And again, it's not because Yaguchi and Nihao had actual heat or had a story. There was no story. There was no build. It was a match on a show that, again, the most build was probably an announcement for the match appearing on the website. Like, that's. And the Nomura Crafter match had more build, actually. They're like tag partners, and they were part of a tournament. Like, it had more going into it that could, like, rationalize that type of shit of I need to win no matter what, and I need to beat this guy as soon as I can. And it doesn't have that. Like Crafter kind of tries to get to that. And I think that's why I fuck with Crafter basically more than anyone else in the company is that he kind of tries to push that advantage with the way he like moves around and holds to try and like find the sweet spot to tap him out, or the hard kicks, or that one point where Nomura gets on the ground and he just starts unleashing with like super hard fucking kicks to like the ribs in the back to just get a
Yeah.
down count. Like that's ruthless. That feels like shit that would have happened in Yaguchi Nihao. It kind of did with Yaguchi whenever he had him against the guardrail. Like that's the most capture feeling moment of the entire match to me because it is a genuine attempt to just end it immediately as much as he can. And that's not what's maintained. The grappling feels a little bit exhibition-y. It feels a little bit too much dojo, if that makes
Just
sense.
like sparring.
Yes, it
Yeah.
feels too much like sparring. And again, I still think it's cool, but it feels too much like a sparring match and not like the Yaguchi Nihao of I'm trying to tap you out and I'm going to try and break your fucking leg. Um, and the counters in this match, that's another big thing that I think is really important to note. There is no real counter in Yaguchi Nihao from my memory. There are a couple catches of a kick, but those are not like sequenced. Like it's not like Nihao sets up a kick, Yaguchi catches it and does a move. It's like Nihao's throwing a bunch of kicks, Yaguchi gets lucky and catches one, and that's the turning point. This match, there are a few moments which are very like it's not obvious and it's pretty normal when it comes to this era of wrestling and just wrestling in general, but they're telegraphed. There are telegraphed counter spots.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right to have this happen in this type of room. It feels kind of like when American indies have like a no ring bar show. Just to be
Yeah.
like, ooh, isn't it cool? We're doing this wrestling event where a place where wrestling shouldn't take place. That's so individualistic and quirky. But then it just works
Casanova
like a normal
Valentine
wrestling
Corps.
show.
Yeah, no, it's and yeah, you're right. There's no ring thing, and then it just becomes another show. Like it's just another match. And I think that's a really important note too. Is that like the environment that they're in seems to set up something else than what they get. And again, I do really think that more than anything that boils down to the times because that's a big thing in a lot of modern capture. And then you look back at older capture and that's not a thing at all. Like even into the mid 2000s when you have like the TV broadcasts that we have with fucking Joda and Maneno and Kitahara and Kawauchi and all those other guys. Like they are still able to do this work where it feels like they are meant to be in that fucking that mat and guardrail situation. Like that they're fitting. But again, you get to this match, and I have to clarify once more, I fucking like this match. This is probably one of my like not my favorites, but it's one of the better matches of 2022. If I did like a top 50, it'd probably be no. If I did a top 30, it'd be in there. But when you look at it as a capture match rather than just as a match, and especially when you look at it in comparison to Nihao Yaguchi, it's lacking. It is blatantly lacking. There is an energy that has kind of been lost to time because these guys, as much as Crafter tries, and as much as Nomura seems like he has an idea of what he could do, they have to do the shit like normal wrestling. And I don't know, like it's slightly disappointing. And it sucks because in 2022, I thought this shit was amazing. In 2022, we had very little capture footage. We had the 2000 stuff that already kind of showed, okay, it was better back then, but still, we had like two matches from like 99 and 2000, which were not, neither of them were particularly like mind blowing. There's a Nihao versus Masashi Aoyagi match. It's actually like really great, but like it's not this match. It's not Nihao Yaguchi. I mean, um, so you have all that, and it's like, okay, the 2022 stuff is not as good, but like it's still really fucking good. This is capture. And then last year we got this show, and it was like, fuck, man, look at what they were doing in '99. What happened?
Where did they go wrong?
Literally, like I would have enjoyed this match more if we didn't have the '99 show. That's being entirely honest. Like when because we're able to see what they were doing, especially the Nihao Yaguchi match, it's like, goddamn, man, how do you see that stuff and you see like everything that they were doing then, and you don't follow up, you don't keep doing that because capture is such a distinct environment. It's like the one place where you really have all the opportunity to abandon the modern mainframe. Like most promotions you can't just abandon it. In most promotions there's almost an expectation that you have to maintain the structure of the modern style, of the house style. Capture does not have that expectation because it doesn't have a fucking ring. Like if there's anywhere you want to go to experiment to try
Capture.
out this, Capture is the place. But no, no, they just kind of they work it like a match. They do the spot with the chokeslam counter into the Fujiwara, which I thought was a cool move and concept, and it kind of worked. But like, don't do it
It would
here.
work better anywhere else.
It would have been cooler everywhere else. Don't do it in capture because it was so obviously set up. Yeah.
Biden's
It's
America, man.
Biden's America.
It knows no bounds.
No national borders can stop Biden's reach.
All I'm saying is, that's all I'm saying. It's adding up. It's adding up.
But again, like I still like this match. I love Crafter. I love him a lot. He's one of the only guys that I think truly has an idea of how to do this stuff, even if he's not able to do it the best because he is like old as shit and worn down from years of martial arts and wrestling. And it's probably better for him to just roll with the punches and do what other guys are doing. Like when he gets to push the momentum, he's able to do it well. He's able to fucking give it kind of a feeling of capture. And Nomura, at this point in time, I was like, this guy rules. He had not yet had the fucking, oh my god. He had not yet had him and Miyahara versus the other Nomura and Aoyagi, which that match fucking blows. That match is so bad. And Naoya Nomura is the worst part of that match by far, and it has fucking Kento Miyahara in it. Like
Tragic.
it's so
That's impressive.
It hurts because there's multiple points where Naoya Nomura walks into the ring like on a hot tag. He tags in, walks over, initiates a forearm exchange, and I'm like, God damn it,
brother.
man! Like
Oh,
you
brother.
did capture. They don't do forearm exchanges in capture. They don't do that shit. You
They do
walk-
now,
Walking
brother.
off a hot tag is crazy too. Walking
You're
off a hot tag? Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. I saw him do that at least. He did that with fucking him and Takuya Nomura. Like there was it wasn't a hot tag. It was it was a double down spot. Aoyagi and Miyahara do like an annoying sequence. Ends with a double down. They both roll out. Both Nomuras come in. Takuya Nomura comes in rushing. Naoya Nomura comes in slightly fast pacing. And immediately they start a forearm exchange. And now Nomura's forearms fucking suck, man. They're bad. He doesn't
I mean,
care.
hey man, you can take someone out of All Japan, but you can't take All Japan out of them.
No, dude, legitimately,
you
when he
can't.
started working All Japan again, it was like every bad habit that he had before now, like resurfaced. And it was like, man, this guy fucking sucks. He's bad. And I don't want to admit it because I thought he ruled in capture. And I still think his capture work is like his best work ever. Because people in capture motivated him to try more. But man, I saw that tag and that broke the fucking illusion. That fucking question we asked before about like the Seki question of who's the wrestler you loved and the illusion got broken. He wasn't my favorite, but now you know more. I got the illusion broken by that fucking tag. And I don't know, man. It's like I like this match a lot. Again, it is one of the better capture matches of the year, I think. It is a really good fucking match, but it could easily be supplanted into an actual ring. It didn't have to happen in capture, and that kind of that especially with the 99 footage, that kind of fucks up the match for me. Like a capture match should feel like it needs to happen in capture, or at least in a promotion where like I can justify it. Like if it happened in fucking like I don't know, fucking like Nihei Gumi, like the fucking Yakuza Fed. Like if it happened there, it's like okay, I feel like this can work. Or if it happened in some other feds that are like shitty and underground, it's like okay, this could work. But it doesn't work here. It just does not. It feels like it can be put anywhere, and that's a big fucking problem for a capture match.
Happens though. It does happen. Not everyone bats 1,000. That goes for promotions too.
No,
It's about time. It's about time, and it's about time that we discuss wrestling that doesn't hold up sometimes. You know,
No,
they can't all be classics.
Yeah, like again, I enjoy this match. I think that it is fascinating that there is like such a line that can be drawn between the people that are in it and the actual situation with this 99 match. And I think putting the two together is a good point, because not only is it it somewhat highlights the good points of Nomura Crafter, of like, here's where they get it right, here's where they are able to work the match, they're able to make it work. But it does kind of show, hey, this match, like, Capture has changed a lot in 23 years. And the people that work in Capture have changed a lot in 23 years. Like, there are no more Nihao trainees in Capture, from my understanding. The last one to appear was Joda. Joda's the last Nihao trainee who worked the first Capture match of 2022. Shocking news, he was like the one guy on that, like, he was one of the only guys on that show that understood how to do it. Like, he had like exchanges with Abe that felt so like, in that match I saw it and I was like, Capture's back. Like, we're back, baby, because
We never
Joda's
left.
in here.
We never left.
It's like we never left, because Joda's in here and he's taking random pot shots at fucking Abe. And there's this awesome part where he hits him with a head kick, and Abe's like staggered, and Joda sees that he's not falling immediately, so Joda kicks him in the head again really hard to make him fall. And it's like, God, nobody else was doing that. The other guys would have just waited until Abe fell or started a sequence. Joda just beat him up until he went down. And it's like,
Speaking
okay,
of Joda,
yeah.
there's one Joda spot that I really have to mention right now because we aren't talking about the matches. My favorite, one of my favorite spots that I've seen in a long time is Masayuki Mineno had just gotten like the fuck blasted out of him by either a kick or a punch, and he was just like sitting there on his knees. Joda runs up, his whole body weight. He goes symmetrically horizontal with the mat to drop kick the guy right in the face.
Yeah.
Like from the side of the head. It's beautiful. Jota can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I'll hold my tongue.
what would you say he's done wrong?
I was gonna say being named Jota, but I guess that's besides the point.
What's wrong? What's wrong with Joda? Jota.
I don't like the name, man. It just doesn't. It doesn't sound cool. There's better names out there.
There's better names. Okay.
It's also ridiculously ungoogleable, which is annoying.
Well, I mean, fucking, it's Joda, Capture regular. He's ridiculously ungoogleable no matter what his name is.
I know, but there's so many wrestlers who are ungoogleable, and it annoys me.
Yeah, but Joda, great. Fucking when you fucking he's a Nihao trainee. He's one of the guys born in Capture, and he was one
We
of the
talked
only
about
guys.
Joda in the last episode.
We did mention him in the last episode. Like, he's one of the only Nihao trainees left. One of the only ones still going today. And he appeared on the first Capture show, had probably the best performance of the whole night besides maybe Riki Afudo, and then he never appeared again. He didn't appear at all on the other 2022 shows. Capture has not run another show since 2022. They've been on a 2-year hiatus. Probably because Nomura is injured, potentially because the company's just done. We actually don't know. There's never been confirmation. So that's really all to say that, like, fucking the one thing holding the past generation, like connecting the current generation to the past one, it was Joda, and he was gone immediately. And after that, it was to the fucking wolves. Like, Riki Afudo understands how to do it. Actually, Riki Afudo is the other link, because he was working Capture in like the 90s. He was a fucking one of the 2 matches we have. The one from 2000 has Riki Afudo in it. So he gets it. Crafter gets it. Tababa is like the one real young guy who actually gets it. And there are other guys that kind of show signs of getting it. But man, there's a disconnect between the generations of like how to work Capture. And that disconnect will probably never be fixed. It's like, even if the company comes back, it will probably stay the same or get worse. And again, the stuff we got from Capture was a breath of fresh air. It was really cool to see Capture back. And I have friends that are probably going to listen to this and be annoyed at me for saying this. But if those matches, the biggest benefit for those matches, the reason that they stand out over other matches, in my opinion, is because they happen in capture. Because a lot of those matches you could just pick up and put into a regular ring, but because it happened in the capture like area, it stands out, and that's really the only thing about it that makes it different. And it's kind of fucked.
Uh, oh well. Better luck next
Oh
time, capture.
yeah. If there is
Yeah.
a next time, better luck.
If there is a next, if there was a next time, how do you think it would go?
I don't know, and I want to posit that to you. I want to posit that to the people in this call right now, Cake and Ethan, because I actually don't even have an answer yet. So when are you gonna have to answer first? Um, if you could pick one wrestler, if Kepcher was like, oh, we're gonna run a show next month or something, just out of nowhere. If you could pick one wrestler that you think could actually understand how to do it and work it and make something that feels like it fits, who is that wrestler? Who do you think would be able to benefit in that type of situation?
Hmm. That's a good question.
That is a really good question. But I think I have an answer. I don't know if he would fit immediately, but he's just the first person who popped to mind. I will
Right.
probably have a better answer once Kate gives his answer, but the first person in my head was Matt Makowski.
Hmm.
Okay, not the guy that I was thinking of, I'll be honest.
Because I know he's more of an MMA guy who has incorporated a lot
I
of pro wrestling
I
into
like
his
Matt
stuff.
Makowski. I will say though, based off his Bloodsport performances, I don't know if he could do a capture match.
I will say, yeah.
I feel like though,
I
I feel
do.
like
Yeah. I fuck with Mikowski a lot,
I
but
like Makowski. I think he rules. But like I think Bloodsport's like the testing ground for can you do capture, and just based off
I
of what
have
he's
not
done in
seen his
Bloodsport,
Bloodsport match.
based off of what he's done in Bloodsport, I don't know. I don't know. Um, but to pivot
Hmm.
off that line of thought though, hmm, I feel like honestly, I feel like if we brought Biff Busick back from the grave, I think he could do it.
yeah. Actually, that's a good answer. I feel like Vip Music especially, because he could get into those fucked up brawls, he could do it, and
And he knows how
I
to
feel like
grapple too.
yeah,
He has
he knows
plenty
how to
of
grapple.
evolved classics where he's just on the floor.
We're bringing
God,
people back. I have one name and one name only, and that is Super Dragon.
yeah, yeah. Actually,
Half
that's
of his
yeah,
shit wouldn't work because it would kill somebody, but that would make the whole look over your shoulder to make sure nobody's watching thing even more palpable.
yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
Super Daniel.
dude, fucking Super Danny and fucking Kepcher. The some of the shit that Yaguchi was doing when he had him against the guardrail was just Vader hammering him and kneeing him in the gut. That's a violence party, brother. He fucking
Super Dragon curb stomp into like the bottom of the railing.
I
I think we should add the Violence Party as the third major candidate in the election. I think I should vote for
the
the Violence
vi-
Party.
the violence party with Super Dragon as president.
I think it would make. I think you'd see a lot of changes around here. I think capture would improve certainly over
Hmm.
its luck in the Biden administration.
Fucking Super Dragon imposes tariffs on the nation of Japan until Koki Kitahara improves capture.
We're cutting off all trade routes to Japan until capture is back.
All trade. Ah, God.
You cannot buy Japanese video game in America until
No.
capture is
Oh
better.
no.
No.
You cannot watch Japanese cartoon until capture is better. So they
No.
better hurry up.
Dude, that would that would change the face of this great sport forever.
It would change the
The
fate of the
Super
Earth, I
Dragon
think.
tariffs.
I think it would change just the fate of the planet if people were like, yo, did you guys think America's like putting a ban on all Japanese stuff because their president really wants to watch capture? I've never
And then
even heard of this thing.
yeah, I was about to say the immediate response from most people is, "What the fuck is capture?"
Yes. Guys, you see like the leader of a global superpower is trying to get this thing going. What is this? What's going on?
What's going on?
Meanwhile, like the Prime Minister of Canada is trying to get exit popping off instead.
They're going after exit. Yeah,
We
double
get
double
God,
tariffs.
Double tears.
we get the Prime
Uh,
Minister of Bolivia to raid the Michinoku Pro compound for all of its tapes in the
I,
name of the Great Dick Togo.
Yeah,
I like how you said we get the prime minister. Like
yeah.
that's the thing that we could
Well, yeah.
do.
Super Dragon threatens to impose tariffs on Bolivia unless they complete this secret mission to invade Japan.
This is all one long running
What
con
storage
get
lockers would
tapes.
people go after, I think? Koki Kitaharu's is number one. We've
uh,
got Daisuke
fuck.
Ikeda's for all the Futen
I was
tapes.
gonna say Daisuke Kid is probably number two, considering we know it's all in a storage. Like even with Koki, it's strongly implied he has all the capture tapes. We know he has more because at one point he put out this video advertising the return of capture, and he included clips from like multiple capture shows that we have not seen released, like
Oh,
all
you know
from
what
like
we should
the
do?
90s.
Uh, if this is the alternate universe, there should be a person who raids Thanom Toba's compound because
Yes,
we know
okay.
that Thanom Toba doesn't just have the wrestling, but we could also go Rob Black XPW style and pay people
No.
in Thanom Toba's massive, copious amounts of porn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say that Thanos October he's the editor for Capture because he's got video editing experience from editing pornos. So he he has all these tapes. He has all the shows. Like all those advertisements on YouTube were made by him. Um, so yeah, raid Thanos October's fucking storage unit for all the Capture tapes. Raid Daisuke Ikeda's storage unit. Fuck. There's someone else. There's another big one. Uh, I think if I remember correctly, there is a bunch of Michinoku somewhere. I think someone, because if I remember, like a lot of the smaller shows would get taped anyways, and there is a collection. I've at least heard about that. So, raid for that. There's probably some great stuff in there.
Also, we're going to raid Cake. I know you might not enjoy or appreciate this raid, but
You're gonna
Jom and
raid
I think
me?
will.
Hello?
No, we're gonna
Excuse me?
raid we're gonna go to Mexico and raid a bunch of Grandma's VHSs to find the Santito versus Blue Panther match from Monterrey.
Yeah, Monterey, the bloodbath. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel I can live with that. Just got really worried for a second there.
Yeah, we're gonna. What would? Well, why would you get worried? What would we
That you
get
don't
from
even
raiding
have.
you?
Nothing. That's why I was worried. I thought the government was just gonna come after me for no good reason. I just thought you guys were gonna sick the president on me.
Yeah, dude, Super
President
Dragon's
Super
coming.
Dragon.
President, President Dragon.
Sir, I've got the president on the phone. Yes, I have one individual who I just don't like. I
Yeah,
need
and
him raided now.
we need to
Okay,
raid his
okay.
house, steal his
I think we're
carpet.
bearing the lead right now. Who would Super Dragon's cabinet be?
Oh,
I think he would install a dictatorship.
yeah. Well, no, it'd be like the probably
He'd be
fucking
an oligarchy.
Scott Loss and Chris Bosch would be like two of his main advisors, probably.
Bosh.
I think he would
Uh,
appoint Necro Butcher the Secretary of Defense on respect.
Necro Butcher, military veteran, of course, so he has that going for him going into that position.
Did you guys know that one of the stories floating around about Necro Butcher is that he made like $250,000 off sports betting,
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
maybe he should be the
and that
national treasurer then. In that case.
no,
Well,
he
you know,
really should.
he
And
has
he
multiple
also
jobs.
his part-time job was a I don't know what you call it. Oh yeah, he clipped the lawns for minor league baseball teams.
That's awesome.
So we could create a new we could create instead of the New Deal that started all those jobs for people, we could create
New deal.
the Barry White deal
Barry White deal.
where we give people
Oh,
jobs in doing violent things.
wow. What would be the official job title for one of these violent positions?
Um uh let's see. You'd start it as an assistant head smasher. You'd make your way up to associate head smasher, and then if you get the managerial position, I think you're approved to Skullcracker.
Skullcracker.
Director of head smashing. Dude,
That is.
And then I think
Skullcracker.
the general manager is given the like the leader of all of this is given the celebratory title of brain damage. You're the new brain damage.
You are the
R.I.P.
new brain damage.
You got to wear the Punisher shirt and the gloves too.
Yeah, well, that's just formal attire, you know. But yeah, I would probably send Tank into the capture zone. I think Tank would be cool there. I think he could do it. I think if we put gloves on Tank, especially, he'd be incentivized to punch people more. And what we need is Tank punching people. So I think,
Hank is probably the right answer.
yeah, big fat guy. That's all you need. But yeah, fucking, I love capture. They need to be better. We had this VC as part of a kind of a intervention for capture to tell them to get better if they ever come back, because
But if you
we
ever want the oceans to open up again, you got to make it better.
yeah, otherwise
Those
Super
ports
Dragon's
are
going to
closing soon. You've got a couple months, buddy. Election's right around the corner.
yeah, buddy, you don't even understand if you don't figure it out even after that. Have you heard about the amount of nuclear silos in the United States of America?
I don't think we need to ask anybody in Japan that question.
Oh no! No!
Yikes. Craig's definitely not talking to you now.
No.